Hey Carlo, what's happening?
Good, good. How are you?
Doing alright?
Sir?
How's things going?
Good. I've been working on lowering that dynamic loft and
Good?
pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah, so the distance are like 10, 15 yards more.
Good. That's really good. That should be a
Now
confidence
the
booster going into the
problem
season.
now is controlling the draw.
Okay.
Because they're doing that, but yeah, just to see where I'm at and what should I be working on next.
Sure. Ready for the game?
I'll be working. I mean, it's whatever. I mean, I'm excited, but I'm gonna miss the parties. I work that night, so I'll be sleeping through it.
You'll stay awake. What club you swinging?
I brought the 8 and the 7.
Okay, what do you got right?
8.
8. Alright. Go ahead. You'll be ready to go.
Oh my God. You only imagine, because Joe doesn't really sell it. But I can only imagine, I can only imagine what makes the war. Rand only sells. Like, for me, I get new stuff in years. We just get new stuff. That's it. If they were free, I'd have my own set.
Yeah, so when we started again, I was barely hitting my 7 iron 150.
Yeah. Yeah. That's up to 160, 170.
And that's the 8.
Yeah. That's real. Yeah, that's right. That's the 8.
Yeah. No, because lowering it down, it just
Oh yeah.
very solid.
Yep.
So now I'm trying to focus on and try to contain the left by trying to come under. It's a little harder if I'm trying to do this at the same time that I'm trying to do this. I'm using baby driver, and even with the baby driver, I'm flying it to 30 to 40,
Right.
and then roll out, which before that was my roll out. You know, like it's every club is longer, which now it's a different problem because I gotta control them, and I don't have, my gaps are 15, 20 yards, so it's harder to get in between those two
Sure.
yards.
Oh, yeah.
But
Got a general question here for you.
yeah,
If you thought about the swing's arc for a second, what might happen to things like the swing path if the ball was more on your right foot?
I'll try the path.
We're swinging on an arc, right? So if we're more on the right side of the arc, where's the swing path going to go?
So it my ball is more forward on my stance, two things I know it's gonna happen. I'm gonna end up closing it more. I guess I'm gonna be further and then coming back around, not on my
Coming back around which way?
left.
Yes. Okay. So too far forward, you could potentially swing too far to the left.
Yes.
Okay. Opposite of that, with the ball being on the right foot.
And it's gonna be more right, yeah. Because that's
More
what usually I
degrees.
try to put it backward more.
Sure.
Try to, yeah.
More degrees into out. Okay. Cool. So, with the ball being as far back as you definitely have it there, that would be one piece to kind of watch on the launch monitor at home is, hey, how far do I swing the club into out? So far, you haven't had a problem with swinging like excessively out. The problem is more the closure of the face.
Yeah.
Still, that's producing all of that curve to the left.
Yeah.
So there's the first piece that I would look at, because really from here, I think your brain is saying, I don't want to miss it to the right. Is that fair?
Well, I'm trying to miss it to the right because I'm usually.
You try, yeah. But subconsciously, right here from the setup position, if the ball is back in the stance, and we know that we're going to be swinging in that direction, definitely don't want to miss it that far out to the right with the face. So you're going to keep trying to close it, right? Let's look at what I'm talking about right here. Just turn on OptiMotion so that you can see it too. Actually, can't get your lead hand. It looks like it's getting a couple different things there. Keep this in mind here. Look at that there. Right.
The chicken wing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know I do.
Okay.
It's hard not to, I guess, because if I'm trying to hit down at it once I'm here, I just.
Here's what I'm going to say to that, right? If you don't want to see the ball overdraw the target line, if your swing path is always into out or to the right, right? Most of the time it is. Okay, cool. You're going to be swinging down from the inside on that angle. That's going to help you start the ball to the right side more frequently. However, if you slow down your hands, which is exactly what's going on there, right? Then the face is going to close and rotate around the shaft more, and you're going to hook it.
Okay.
So there's your safety net right there. Is how can you keep your hands moving faster than the club? Okay, so here's the drill I want you to practice. Set up there. You've already got a decent setup. Your hands are forward, right? Hit me a little tiny like chip shot with some speed and try and stop short with the club. Never really lifting up, but just staying as close to the ground as you can get it right there.
You know, just the other day, that was what I was trying to imagine. I was trying to like, if this was an axe, I was trying to chop it here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Stuff, because I figured I'm ending up like this, which means on top, you know. So I'm trying to keep.
Oh sure, yeah. The top or the heavier hit, definitely from that. Now as you do more of that, that's just gonna overdraw it. See how the toe is around the top of the shaft here? So you'd want it more there. So if your hand's going and flick in and then this collapsing, just make this travel way faster than your hands do. So you want to keep the grip moving, right? And that's what that little punch shot feel will do. So make me a swing there where you stop it at this height with the club. Yeah, don't even let the shaft hit into that imaginary fence here. See how high you finished? I'll show you how high you just finished. I want you to finish with that right there. Yeah. So in essence here, it's not going to go, if it goes 50 yards, it goes 50 yards. I'm not looking for it to go 150 yards or 170 yards just yet. Yeah, but that's your drill, just punching like that. Here's how high you went. Yeah, that's your first one where you finished lower. I want to see that club head, like right in here.
So should I just like not even go far, like full backswing, just or full
Yeah,
backswing
you
or
could do
stop?
really whatever for the backswing. Yeah, just here, I'll trim. Step in here. Really, something like that right there. The club head stayed super low. The grip is still higher than the club. Keep the grip higher than the club the entire time. You want to see where you went? Yeah, keep going.
Still?
Yeah, you're still going a little
Jeez.
further than you need to.
I mean, even when I stop, it's still.
Yeah, here. Yep. So just a little tap where that shaft doesn't even get into this here. Good. That's more like what I want you to feel out of that. Let's do that again. Yeah, more of that. Good. Let's get something in the way. Yep. Shaft never hits that. The grip can finish higher than it, but the shaft never hits it. Okay, go ahead again. Yep. Good. I like when you're stopping there and you like just did that reset to get to that position. That's a good way to feel. Yep. That. Okay. Now when you're doing that, pick up on something that feels different. You might have it, you might not yet. Keep going with that. That's better. Let's look at that. Let's see if there's anything that's like strikingly different compared to what you normally do, right?
The funny thing is, you actually validated a feel I had.
Yeah.
Because with the driver, all of a sudden I was hooking them. I was doing this on my practice swings.
Yeah.
Trying to imagine I was doing this.
Right.
And then I would swing. Of course, it didn't do it, but that was my feeling. And then I could straighten it out all of a sudden. So I was
Yeah, that's fair.
just
So-
trying to keep the face up.
So I'm going to look one frame after we make contact. Okay. Now, I will say this flip of the hand or this action of the wrist that was going on, whatever you want to call that, flip, dump, flop, whatever, right? That is what we're never going to really see in any good ball striker on tour. So you're adding loft, you're making the low point hit further back because you're releasing that club, casting that club are common terms that we've heard before, right? Here, it's held on longer. I'm going to go to that spot there. We'll call that like in between position 7 and position 8 in the swing. If I'm looking at that relationship, right, the shaft is more in a straight Y formation to the arms than it is just to one arm specifically. And you were able to highlight to me that that lead arm is chicking.
I could feel it. I could see it.
Yeah. So that's it right there. It's all right. How do I keep that in there a little bit longer as I swing? Good. Put some a little bit more of the geometry of like what you'd want to see visually from your perspective, looking at the left side of the screen here. Okay. So when you swing down, visibly you'd want to see that that club head is back behind the hands, or to the left of the hands more at this time. This right here is still the beginning of you doing some of the flipping. As you lose your wrist angles, right, we're holding on to the wrist longer here, doing this little shot here. We're not letting the wrist fire the club further past. So the less of this angle to the right wrist we see, the more it's going to get out in front of us over here, and we'll hit behind it or even point the face more to the left with that. So there's the first piece there on the downswing is, hey, can we keep the club really any degree back behind our hands? On camera, that'll look to the left. The club head stays to the left on camera, but from your perspective, it's got to be to the right of your hands here. And then the same thing, geometry-wise, would happen on the other side of the swing. If the club was to the right of your hands here, then the same is going to happen over here at chest height. Club to the right of your hands there. You're going to obvious. Yep, you got it. You got it. And that's just gonna help you really just slow down how much of the wrists are firing the face too close and creating the hook. And you'll find if you do a towel drill, I'll put the line drill in there for the low point part, your low point and your strike are gonna get better. And even the dynamic loft that you were talking about that we were working on last time, that's still gonna lower more. Okay? Yeah, that's huge right there. Yep. one you did way better. Way better. Yeah. That looks different.
I'm kind of glad because you validated a lot of what I felt was wrong.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was already kind of thinking that and trying to keep that.
Mhm.
And so I could see when I would do this and on my swing, because I would stretch out too much and then try to keep it up and then break
Yeah,
it.
yeah. And really with this, right, like I stopped it at the same point in time where the shaft is literally like on the same angle, right? But notice how much further forward your hands go. So there's the 2D or camera reference point of how much faster the hands move when you're doing this. And if the hands in the grip move faster, then the club head's going to move faster than it's hit. Okay. That's hugely different for you. I think that's even different than swing evaluations when it was way back when you first came, wherever that last location was. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's how it was.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I remember the first time we saw each other. I was still seeing some of that.
No, a
too.
lot of it. I think that's from the last time to today.
Yeah.
And because I've kept on the long time, it was
Yeah,
just
oh yeah.
really bringing it down. But with that, I've been starting to hit a lot more draws and hooks because I'm trying to come down at it and then already coming from the outside almost.
Yeah, and just
flipping.
if you consider the attack angle there, right? That attack angle is pretty much right where 4 or 5 degrees down is what somebody's going to be doing with an iron that's on tour. So you're very close to that, right?
That's how steep I'm coming?
Yeah, yeah. It should be an attack angle of about 4 or 5 degrees down, somewhere in there. If you consider the swing path again, right? The swing path is just us always just having an insurance policy that it's going to stay in the same direction over and over and over again. So in a roundabout way or a more technical way, we can call that a tangent to the arc. Okay, and as long as we know that we need to swing it on that tangent line, which is out to the right, about 4 degrees into out, right? That gives us the ability to do what you're learning to do, keep the hands moving forward, keep the face more to the right of the target, but slightly left. That is left of the club path, and a tighter draw. That going to the left of the target line would be way more closed or left. That creates the hook or the side spin a ton to the left that you see as being one of the misses that you're describing. That makes sense to that? So you've got the only real game to play once your swing is this way, and I would definitely say it's where it should be right now, right? Is, hey, let's knock some of this action out of there that's still getting the face too far left of the path and creating the hook now. So there it is on the camera that you want to see, and now you just have the ability to still close that a little bit, but not a ton where it starts to hook again.
So how about the other checkpoints? Are those looking better still? Like I'm not losing those?
Your backswing's your backswing. I don't think we're gonna
Yeah,
change much.
I don't think I want to. Like
Yeah.
the top,
I mean-
as long as I'm bringing it down.
And if you're consistent with it, I'm not gonna change it. You know.
So I try, but I'm still using this kind of tool or feeling as I go back.
Yeah.
I'm still at the top, making sure I'm doing this, or at least
Right.
mentally. That's one of the
Sure,
things I've
yep.
been focusing on. The last thing I was trying is that,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I wasn't keeping it past.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm definitely doing this because the angle's down. I
Yeah.
should be in 30s, now I'm in the 20s.
Right. Right.
So I'm doing that, I'm getting a lot of distance, but I'm still...
Yeah, and it comes down to like how you're gonna get the face doing what it's doing there, right? So to this point, you've got some body movements that are really important to understand and know when you're swinging a club. It gets very advanced there, but medically I think we can talk about internal versus external of your shoulder and what that's going to do to the face. And if we are more external one way, right?
Mm.
And we have room to pronate, supinate the forearm and wrists, right? This here alone is independent of the shoulder. The shoulder's still external at this point. So if I'm here with rotating my forearms counterclockwise, however you want to word that, right? If I'm rotating it counterclockwise, I'm going to be twisting that sharp edge of the club around the shaft and closing it more to produce the draw. So the miss would be not doing enough of that, and then we just hit a straight push to the right. And some of those happened
Oh yeah.
when you were doing that alone. So that's
so some of those straight pushes are less of a miss than when I go all out left.
yeah, and I would rather
So I'd rather have when I see a block.
Exactly.
I'm like, well, that's still pretty straight.
exactly,
just off
because
to
you're
the right.
still getting
Yeah.
the thing that we want out of there in place. The over rotation is what we don't want. That's causing the hook. Doing that drill alone, yeah, it's definitely pushing more. I mean, your heat map with all these punch shots is staying more to the right than it is overdrawing you. So I would expect that to definitely happen. Just know that, hey, if I've got that going on, right, you need to know a little bit about how to get that face tuned down through that strike and how to monitor that at chest height still. Okay, and that's what the drill will show you. I'm going to leave the punch shot drill in there. But yeah, you'll keep working to about chest height. You'd want to see that club still to the right of your hands, slightly right of your hands. So if you were here, eventually we want to get to this spot here. Visually, for your eye perspective, that club is still this way to the right. There's your draw.
Yeah.
That could be really overdone that way with your hook.
Yeah.
And then there is your push to the right. Okay? That's what I got for you today. That's pretty
No,
spot on. That's
a
great.
lot of validation.
Yeah, good. That's what you needed.
Yeah. So to know that I'm still on
Yeah.
track and this
Yeah.
is the next step, just work on
Yeah,
that.
if you're hitting on target hits and all that, yeah, that's great. Good
Yeah,
job.
like I said, like when we started, my 7, I was barely hitting 150s, losing all that distance and stuff.
Yeah,
Now I can hit like 180 sometimes. Like at 172, 73 is my distance.
Yeah.
But if I really catch
Yeah.
it solid, then
Good.
it'll be 180 with a 7. It's like
yep,
incredible.
yep, that's great.
All right.
Cool, good job.
Good. Thank you.
All right, yeah, great job.
Just-
I don't think there's anything left on the